So what's the worst thing that can happen when you're buying or selling a house? Today we're going to talk about the 3 pain points in a real estate transaction, and I'm going to share with you how one of our sellers was almost unable to sell their home because of this hidden issue. Hi, I'm Kathy Ahrens with the Ahrens team. The first pain point in a typical real estate transaction is the home inspection. Home inspection can bring up many issues, and that's why we're always concerned. It can be things like a plumbing leak, that when the inspector turns on all the water in the kitchen sink and then opens the cabinet underneath, there's a huge flood underneath the kitchen sink. It could be something like a system failure where they try to run the heating or the air conditioning and it doesn't work at all. Or it might even be something outside where they are looking around the base of the house and find a huge structural crack in the foundation. All of these issues could be very expensive to fix, and they might be time consuming as well. The second pain point in a real estate transaction is typically the appraisal. When an appraiser goes out to determine the value of the home, if that value comes in lower than what the buyer promised to pay in the sales contract, then the transaction is at risk. In that case, what happens is the buyer is typically going to ask the seller to reduce the price of the home to the value that was in the appraisal. Now, the seller may or may not agree to that, and if they disagree, then the transaction may not move forward. The third pain point in a real estate transaction is the final lender approval. At this point, the buyer would be completely approved for a loan to move forward with their purchase. But anything that comes up that was previously unknown could derail that approval. Things like an issue that I mentioned previously would be taxes that were unknown at the time the lender first looked at the buyer's qualifications. Perhaps their income had changed. Maybe they make less income now. Maybe they even lost their job. Any of these things could preclude the buyer from getting the approval they need to purchase the home and move forward. So these pain points are really things that can cause issues in a transaction, and that's why having a realtor by your side to walk you through is the best course of action. We can help you negotiate through any of these issues and try to make sure that you still have a good outcome and you're able to purchase or sell the home that you were trying to do.